What's going on, guys? Chris here, welcome back to a brand new Lego City video, and today we're back with part 2 of our Five Nights at Freddy's sequel. I don't know what we're calling this. In the last video, we created Fnaf 6 inside of Lego Fortnite, and in today's video, we're going to carry on where we left off. Now, if you don't know, the original idea for the last video was I was going to do both Fnaf 6 and Sister Location, but because I'm very much a perfectionist on how I want to do things, I decided to connect it by creating the events of Ruin from Finds for a Security Breach, and kind of connecting everything with that, which kind of leads us to where we left off as I go on a quick vacation for a few days, which was absolutely wonderful. And yeah, we're just going to start off where we left earlier, which is the Mimic's room. Now, where this is going to lead us is basically the whole cave route from the game of Ruin. We're just going to go around, and then there's going to be the secret door, which, if you don't know, in the game, there's a secret ending where you can find a scooper similar to Finds for a Sister Location, and we're going to say that is the actual scooper room. And that's going to connect to where we left off. That's the idea. That's what we're going to do. So with that being said, let's just jump straight into the time-lapse.
So we're kicking things off with a time-lapse. I just want to say this build was an absolute joy to work on. And someone I was surprised too, because my main concern with Sister Location was if it was going to have enough detail that kind of warrants its own video. But that's why when I always plan this thing, I always play with like FNAF 4 or FNAF 6. But I'm actually glad I decided to make it its own dedicated video, as it gave me more time to make it as much detail and warrant the same amount of effort I normally put into the other FNAF videos. And I can say there's a lot of detail inside this build. Like you're seeing right now, the actual organic shape of the end chase from Ruin. It was a lot of fun to put this together. It's very difficult to get like an organic shape of like bricks and stuff inside Lego Fortnite. But when you're able to pull it off, it just feels so good. And you see there's like a split second where you see like the level design. Like it's so rewarding when you get to that point. I don't know why. It's just so cool. And what you see me do right now is I'm just like building out the walls all for the rest of Ruin. And you're gonna see me eventually get to the actual elevator shape, which there's so many parts about this build I absolutely adore. This build took a long time to put together. Like the footage here is only like half of it. This build itself like took over a week to make, multiple hours, and it was incredible. I absolutely enjoy this thing. Like Sister Location out of all the games, probably the game I'm least familiar with, funnily enough. I think it's like the one FNAF game I did not watch all the nights for fun, which is kind of funny. But at the same time, this video was a lot of fun to work on because I got to see a lot of these locations for the first time, and it was an absolute joy to work on. I got to admire Sister Location for what it is. And one of my favorite parts about this footage here is you're going to see it eventually as I walk off the edge and I accidentally die when I'm not paying attention. And yeah, right there. Once again, this build was an absolute blast, and I'm just going to let past Chris carry it away.
Just like that, we are done. That's right. Oh my god, this took so long, but it's so worth it. Now, the footage you guys last seen in timeless actually is from last week as I'm recording this. I want to cut off at a certain point to kind of not spoil things, but also trying to make it not too long, because the last time I did was like around like 4 to 5 minutes of the time lapse, which is the last time I checked. It's probably longer than that. It's probably like 6 minutes. Future me is about to have a fun time-lapse monologue. But yeah, let's just jump right into things. So, right off where we left off, we're in the Mimic's lair, and then we jump into the where, like... God, dude. Why did I think the Mimic was here? What the heck? That sound scared the crap out of me. I was like, wait, what? This is a Lego Fortnite. This is not FNAF. Well, technically it is FNAF. Maybe I manifested the Mimic here or something. What the heck? Oh, God. Oh, yeah, I just see that smirk from me, too. I was like, hey, yeah, Chris, you just got jump scared, dude. You just got jump scared. Deal with it. So, with that weird occurrence out of the way, let's just jump straight into things, shall we? And as you see here, we're in the current chase sequence from Ruin, which this was a lot of fun to put together. And one thing I do want to know, because I did not realize this until after I kind of finished everything, is that there's supposed to be like an upside down car here. There's supposed to be a car like pointing like up here, like that. I just decided not to build. This is our normal take on the build, I guess. So, locking this way, you kind of just go through the organic shape. I know I mentioned this in the time-lapse, but it's a lot of fun. It's a joy to put this all together. Because in the end, it just looks amazing with the whole, like, organic shape. It's something you're going to see a lot of, especially in a lot of builds. I do this technique a lot in Minecraft and Lego Fortnite in general. It's where I use the, like, just black, and more specifically the black in Lego Fortnite from the Fortnite Festival gallery, to kind of create, like, a void for space that, like, I'm not going to do anything with. Especially as useful in Lego Fortnite because the build limit exists. My sleep paralysis demon? It plagues my nightmares every day. Let's just continue going. I don't want to think about it. But as you see, you just go for this whole chase sequence where normally you're being chased by the Mimic, Grimmick, whatever you want to call him, and he just chases you down. he does his little very slow chase where he barely moves. He goes like da 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 da. Okay, I'm over exaggerating it, am I? But you go this way. This is where I have like a split 2-section part where it like takes you to the Fredbear virtual reality section, or like the main end sequence from the ending of Ruin. This is a lot of fun work to work on. You get the Fox Clan statue here, which is pretty cool. By the way, there's rumors that we're getting a new Drift remix inside of the next like OG pass, which hear me out. I've been wanting something since Season X as an OG Drift owner. Give me the black edit style. Like, you know, like the, what's the name? Crystal or something like Future Chris is gonna correct me. It's gonna come to my mind again later. But she has like a black edit style, like a black and purple edit style. Man, give that to Drift. Like, if you want to make the remix and just that, I would geek out for that. I would want that so badly. Please, Epic. I beg of you. I would spend all my... Oh, wait, I'm on the crew. Never mind. I can't wait for Power Rangers, though. That's gonna be awesome. But, yeah, seriously, I would love for that to be added to the game. I'm actually going to double-check this real quick. Catalyst. Okay. So her name is Catalyst. I knew it was something like that. It was in the back of my mind. Thank you, Google. Thank you, Fortnite GG. I love clarification when it's on my mind. But yeah, jumping right into things, we actually have the like main area over here that kind of leads to the elevator section. We got the rubble, you got the little like stuff going on here, like little shelves. And over here, you have the elevator, which you, as Cassie, just runs into here. You get this little communication call from like either the Grimmick or Gregory, and he just drops you back down with the Mimic. The Mimic's probably doing a whole like Mr. Beast thing too. The one thing I'm so curious about when it comes to like this game in general is what this location is, right? Because in the actual Ruin game, it makes it like, because Fnaf, right, the way the security breach plays it out is basically makes it look like Fast Food Entertainment just reuses the same piece of land over and over again. I made this joke in the last video, but they keep on placing a building on top of another building, on top of another building, on top of another building. What is this? Is this the MCM from Secret of the Mimic, or is this like sister location? I was opposed to sister location because the Scooper's like on the over there from that ending. But I'm so confused. I'm so intrigued by what this is. Because even if it is the MCM, right? Because the MCM costumes are like over there. And oh my god, it's so curious. I'm excited to see what Stillwood does with security, like the sequel to Security Breach. Because Secret of the Mimic, I've seen gameplay of it. I want to play on the channel so bad in October. Let me know if you want to see it down in the comments down below. But seriously, like I'm so intrigued to see what they do next. Because Secret of the Mimic looks so cool. But speaking of the almighty Scooper, as you see, we got some piping over here too, which is pretty cool. And a cool little detail I actually want to mention before we get to the Scooper. I know I just mentioned Scooper, but we're just gonna ignore like I said that. We got this thing here that kind of represents the fast bench thing. Yeah, that's all I want to say. Yeah, huh? You think that's weird, huh? I'm just saying. I just want to point that out. But over here, we actually have where the Scooper ending is. So if you don't know, in Ruin, you find like these secret cameras. And then once you do, you can unlock this door. So normally this door would be open, and there's like a bunch of rubble here that's kind of blocking you from going the original way. And then you go to this way, which in our little case here is our connection point from Fnaf 6 to this location. Which is funny, because originally I said, hey, I did not want to build anything security breach related inside Lego Fortnite due to how big the game is, and the map would be impossible due to the Lego Fortnite build limit, my sleep paralysis demon. And then we hit the build limit in the last video, and then it made me reshape my plans for the better. And now we got representation for security breach inside of Lego Fortnite, which is pretty cool. I actually am very happy with that, as much as I make jokes about it. But yeah, as you see here, we go through this similar to the Ruin, and then we find ourselves to the position that Innards normally is. So this is where Innard normally watches us get scooped inside of this location. You got this cool like backstage area, since you don't really see this normally in the games, which I just want to put together. And we have the scooping room. And I just want to say this, if you have not watched the last video, I definitely recommend it. But I mentioned this in the last video, as I was gathering references for this location build, I got jump scared by this scooper, because I thought it was a PNG image, and it turned out to be a GIF. And then I almost jumped out of my chair. It was absolutely amazing. But as you see over here, we have these scooper stuff. Since we don't have animatronics, we have the Foxy and Plessy making a return. Tomato Head, which recently appeared near Foxy Floodgates inside of Fortnite Chapter 6. I'll continue to reiterate that. My FNAF Furious brain is going all over the place. We have Pizza Pit's Tomato Head near Foxy Floodgates inside of Fortnite Chapter 6. Could be nothing. Most likely is nothing. It could be something, though. I am on copium. I am taking so many doses of copium in the past week. But as you see here, we got the Ram Llama Floater, you got the Battle Bus, you got this whole thing from Expeditions, you got the Oro statue from the Order Gallery from that one Lego Pass, and you got the Almighty Vader head from the First Order Gallery. Man, we got some cool stuff here, don't you agree? I think so, at least. But as you see here, we have two ways that we can now go, besides other details such as the piping and computers. I'm kind of getting sidetracked here. But we can take this area that kind of leads us to Funtime Fox's gallery, or we can go through the piping here, which takes us to the little like area from that you like do stuff with like Funtime Freddy, and then you talk to Baby, and you get the chip from her. And yeah, you see like the little thing right here that represents Ennard, because he lurks around this whole entire location. He's kind of a creepy guy like that. And of course you got pipes here, you got this little thing as well, this little crate here, because I did not want to build this out any further. And plus I just thought it looks cool. And then over here, yeah. Sorry, I catch myself off a lot. I try to keep like a serious face when I'm like, yeah, I do this a lot, and then I do this. 9 times out of 10, I keep it serious, but I do crack myself up. I do break my... I'm just funny to the point where I just break my... I just catch myself off guard, man. But yeah, something that did take me a while to actually make here is actually the stage for the Funtime Foxy and Ballora. This took me like 1 hour to 2 hours to actually put together, which is pretty funny. I know, it's really funny to work on. God, I'm sorry. I'm still. I did a cut there. I'm still catching myself off guard. But yeah, this thing was a lot of fun to work on. It took me like 1 hour to 2 hours to work on, and the original draft for this it took me a bit because I wanted to make it look as accurate as I could to the game. That's what I kind of put together. Man, actually, I'm pretty proud of this. I genuinely am. Now, going over here, you can actually find the lovely area that you're normally into the game where you can do a controlled shock. As you see, you can do a controlled shock. Now, controlled shock. Electrocute them! Zombity, zombity, deadity, deadity! Zombity, zombity, oh, give me a second! I need to find emotes! You better wait for me! Oh, where is it? There it is! Zappity, zappity, deadity, deadity! Oh my god, man. Now I'm in the mood. But this room is one of my favorite rooms to kind of work on the map. As you see here, you can actually have like the fan, which at one point was actually moving in both drafts of this build. Kind of disappointing that it stopped moving. If you guys know how like to make it like just continuously moving inside of Lego Fortnite, because I can never find an actual tutorial for this, let me know down in the comments below, because I would love to know. Seriously, I love movement inside games, like in Minecraft. I love movement. That's why I use the campfires a lot for like chimneys and stuff, because I just love like movement in environments, because it adds so much to builds. And man, this fan, it just saddens me. It just saddens me, man. Of course, you got the little thing representing Baby's face there, and you got Ennard's little mask there, which is pretty cool. Going this way, you can find the elevator to this location, which is a cool addition. And once again, they have yet to fix the wet floor signs. I wonder if Epic's ever going to fix it. Hey, maybe they may pull what they did with the first Order Gallery and just like, we're fixing it after like a few. Well, technically they would already fix it by now for considering like the first Order turn. So I'm really curious when they're gonna fix this. Maybe the next update. Maybe never. Who knows? Being honest, it's quite fitting because it's a bunny. Maybe it's Glamrock Bonnie. This is where he's been the whole time. He he time traveled after being beaten up by Monty in the security breach. But over here we have the elevator. As you see here, I'm using the mirrors, kind of represent mirrors. I have like a bunch of piping here. You got I don't think this appeared in time lapse. This is probably like scrap timeless footage. But you have like the cool lighting here. You got a lot of cool stuff here. I love all the details about this. And also you have like the wooden planks here, also representing like just trying to make sure no one kind of trespasses. You got boxes. You got like stuff here probably that put by Afton. And security, this location is such an interesting game now, especially after the events of Secret of the Mimic, right? I love being a Fnaf fan for this reason, because Scott could just come out of nowhere and be like, "Hey, you know this thing that you thought you knew? Here's something else that kind of shakes things up a bit." That's why I love Fnaf, because not everything is concrete. It's a giant mystery that you have to piece together. I just love it. But yeah, it's this location. I personally believe this location, after the events of like Secret of the Mimic, is actually under like what is the like secret tunnels underneath like the MCM, because it kind of implied that the like Edwin's mansion is actually the FNAF 4 house, and that After just takes it over later on. Because I pointed that out when I was watching gameplay videos, because like it looks like the FNAF 4 house, right, in the loading screen of the original game. I thought that like immediately when I saw it. And it's so crazy that it actually happened. It was insane. But going this way, you can actually find the Ballora Gallery, which this is a part of why I did not really light up these rooms, is because it kind of represents the minigames inside of both like FNAF's location and also Help Wanted. Where in Ballora's minigame, you have to like be very quiet, and then for Funtime Foxy, you have to use the flashlight. Man, that's ominous over there. It looks like Darth Vader is about to walk through here. But over here as well, you can go through this way, and this will lead you to Funtime Freddy's room, which is one of my favorite rooms in this build, by the way. I just adore this thing. There's so much details here that I absolutely love about it. And of course, you can just go over here and just do the same thing again, where you like, I don't know, maybe you can just be like me and just do like this little dance right here. This is what I do when I'm bored. Yeah! 9 times out of 10 when I'm bored while building, I just emo for no apparent reason because it's fun, man. It's just fun. I normally do copyright emos, but I can't really do that on video. But yeah, this is the whole like extent of the Ballora Gallery, and you also have like the piping as well. If you're wondering why the flooring here is like that, so it can actually reach the roof. Not a lot of rooms like Funtime Freddy's room has that, mainly for it takes up a lot of space. But it's a cool little detail I do want to point out. Now, going this way, you can also find the entranceway to Baby's room. So, as you see, you got this, like, right about here. Cool stuff here. As you see, you got the Inky Void, once again. It makes a reappearance. You got Darth Vader representing the one little thing, and you got the skeleton thing representing the, like, doll that's hanging from the strings. And you got the lights, too. You got some cool stuff here. And then, of course, down here is where you fight BB Bab over here with the, like, little vent where you try to pull it back closed. And you just, like, go back out of the vent, which is pretty cool. This little hiding spot that one employee made that worked for him. Hey, maybe look for us too. Okay, going over here, we can actually go to one of the main final parts of this build. Well, it is the final part of this build, which is the private room, aka the place you find enter, and also the place of the custom night mode inside of this location. And as you see right here, so this location, private room. Woo! I don't know. One of my favorite things about this build actually is like the desks and stuff. I absolutely really love the desks. It's pretty cool. And of course, you got the vent right there, which we're gonna get back to in a minute. Well, like this little area was one of the last things I built for this whole entire video. It took me over an hour, but it was very rough. I know this only took like, actually it didn't take me an hour. That's kind of a bit of there is a bit of lie. This took me like probably like 30 minutes to put together, if general. Just because I tried to, like, I was looking at reference images. Now this little area is right here for Funtime Foxy is a bit crammed for one particular reason. It's because if I try to push it out a bit more, it would have hit like Baby's like room. Literally, there's no reason why I could like. So I decided just like bring it forward so it doesn't like mess with the build anyway. So going this way, you see a lot more piping. You see all this cool stuff going on. And then over here, one of my favorite details, like this little like red forge sign, the Bonnie sign, with like this little water right here, which is pretty cool. It's just strange that part of me doesn't want Epic to fix it. There's a part of me, because it's a weird part of me that doesn't want Epic to fix the wet floor signs. I don't know why, because I just think it's funny. I just find the glitches in this game funny at this point. Over here you find Funtime Freddy, and then of course over here you can just jump right into the vent, which is pretty cool. And the sad part about this is because of the monitors here, you can't get out. We found the perfect way to stop Innard. Let me out of here! Let me out! But yeah, that's basically about it for the build. And man, I mentioned this in the time lapse. It was an absolute joy to work on this build, and it was a brutal surprise. This build surprised me a lot in many ways. I was afraid, as I mentioned before, that this build may have not been like had as much detail as, say, like, I don't know, FNAF 1. But man, it had enough detail in my opinion. This video got the like dedication it deserved, and I'm glad I made its own video for this location. And now, we have finished the entirety of FNAF 6 Ruin Ending and Security Breach, sister location. I almost said Security Breach. I'm not touching Security Breach, the main game Security Breach with a 5-foot pole. The build limit would not like me for that. It would come after me for real. But yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy that, like the build of this location. And tell me what you guys' favorite part is down in the comments down below, because I would be very interested, as I had a lot of fun working on this. And I'm going upstairs to kind of show you guys something, because I did briefly mention it in the actual time-lapse. I wanted to showcase what it looks like on the outside, as you can actually see like this whole level design look, which I absolutely just, like, adore. So before we end things off fully, I want to kind of showcase to you guys the actual like exterior of everything. Kind of it gives you a sense of scale of how big this whole thing actually is. But it also kind of shows you like the whole level design aspect I kind of mentioned in the time lapse, which I don't know. I just enjoy this type of stuff, like out of bounds type stuff. It kind of gives you also an idea how I built this whole build, which looks absolutely incredible, man. There's so many parts that I love this. And since Location's like one of those games, it's kind of like very like it was like one of the first games to fully break the FNAF formula in a way, because you weren't like using cameras. You can say FNAF 4 was kind of the main first game to kind of break the formula, but Sister Location kind of expanded upon that because it wasn't just like multiple nights of you doing the same thing over and over again. It was basically like a story-oriented game that was made kind of the first of like many, kind of the first of the new generation of FNAF. And that's why I kind of adore this location. I think it's such a cool game. And with that being said, we have pretty much finished the most of the Scott era FNAF games, which is kind of crazy to think about. The other games that we have left is UCN and FNAF World. And sadly, as much as I would love to tackle FNAF World, I love FNAF World. I use FNAF World a lot in my videos, especially in the music. FNAF World is too big of a map, and if Lego Fortnite build them, it will not allow me to do that. It's the same reason why I will not tackle Security Breach. Besides me not wanting to touch Security Breach of 5.4 because of that, build them would hate me. This world would hate me. My brother once mentioned I can probably pull off something I did before, which if you watched my one Lego City video a long time ago where I tried to break the build up by putting stuff together, like bringing flying platforms together, I'm not gonna lie, when he mentioned that idea, I was very tempted. So it might be something we do in the future. I might do UCN eventually. I think it's very similar to the FNAF 1 location, so I might do that for like a December release, or who knows, I might wait until next year for FNAF's 12th anniversary, because this video is technically for the FNAF 11th year anniversary, because this week on the 8th is FNAF's 11-year anniversary, which is kind of crazy to think about. And today, when this video releases, is the 1-year anniversary since I released the longest, like the most popular long-form video on my channel, which is the original Legacy FNAF remake. It's kind of crazy, man, that video kind of brought me like the motivation to continue the series and just have fun with it. And I want to say a massive thank you to everyone who watches these videos, as the support means so much to me. And so is FNAF. I think FNAF, like, especially, is like a game that means so much to me, especially when I first started watching YouTube in general, because I started getting FNAF around like late 2015, and it's such an amazing franchise that it's just incredible, man. I just love it for so many reasons. And I can tell you one of my favorite things about FNAF when I first started watching it was definitely like watching Minecraft roleplays, which, hey, I might be working on something cool in the kitchen right now, in the fast kitchen. Yeah, I'm teasing. But yeah, the project's something I'm very excited about showcasing you guys in the future. It's really turning out to be something really cool. And that being said, that's basically about it for today's video. And if you guys did enjoy, please consider leaving a like. And if you're new and you really enjoy this type of content and you want to see more from me in the future, then I definitely recommend consider subscribing, because I make a lot of Lego Fortnite content. My channel is mainly Lego Fortnite. I do a lot of Odyssey content. I do a lot of Brick Life. And I even do expeditions occasionally. I'm even working on an expedition video right now. I'm quite scared for expeditions, actually, because the last time I checked yesterday when I started recording, it has less players than both Rocket Racing and Party Royale. But yeah, I'm having a lot of fun making Lego Fortnite content. And hey, if TT Games announce something at Gamescom later this year, I will be covering that, because my channel is Lego, then it's Fortnite, then Minecraft, which I absolutely enjoy this formula. And if there's anything else I want to play, it comes after Minecraft. That's our priority list here. I did not know where I'm going. Priority list? My channel is mainly Lego Fortnite, then Minecraft, and then whatever else I decided to do. That's how my channel works. We have fun here. But yeah, if you don't want to miss out on my RAM shenanigans and you really enjoy the stuff I make, hey, I definitely recommend joining the lovely community here, because I'm absolutely enjoying the stuff I make, and it's been an absolute fun time. But yeah, with that being said, I do hope you guys did enjoy this video, and I hope you all have a spectacular day, and I'll see you next time! Peace out, everyone! Woo!